This is MacVoicesTV. Welcome to MacVoicesTV. I'm Chuck Joyner, and I'm at BlogWorld in Las Vegas. And guess who I ran into? Gene MacDonald of SmileOnMyMac. Gene, it's good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you too, Chuck.
Now, that's not quite true because I knew you were coming, but I didn't know you were coming as a blogger and not necessarily for SmileOnMyMac.
Well, I am here on, for Smile on My Mac. We're interested in, reaching out to bloggers. Plus, as you know, we work with a lot of podcasters and support the podcasting community where we can. So that made it interesting to me. But yes, it's true. I do blog. Of course, I blog for Smile on My Mac because we have a company blog where we keep people posted on stuff that wouldn't necessarily fit on our website. It'll be like interesting tips or the latest news or the fact that we go to some show, come see us. That's on our blog, and I'm mostly responsible for keeping that up to date. Then personally, I have my own blog, which is called The Favorite Ant at thefavoriteant.com. And it just was something that I had started about almost 2 years ago. I'm an aunt of 3 kids. My sister has 3 kids, plus I'm honorary aunt of others. So I've been in the aunt game for a while, and it's a great game to be in, believe me. It's a lot of fun, and you get to hang out with the kids, and then you get to drop them off at the end of the day or the end of the weekend or whatever. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff that I thought I know a lot of aunts. There's a lot of women who don't have kids, but they are aunts, and I thought it would be interesting to try to approach that audience from the point of view, not a mom blog, so because we're not really that interested in the details of like disposable diapers and a lot of the stuff that mothers have to be concerned about. We really are only interested in the fun side of parenting. So that's aunt blogging. I invented the category.
Would this be anything like maybe grandparent blogging, perhaps?
It would be. I think it's pretty similar, except grandparents have more time and more money, but aunts tend to have more gadgets. So we have an advantage over grandparents with that.
Well, at least Aunt MacDonald probably has more gadgets. I did not realize that in coming here, I knew that mommy blogging was big. I don't think I appreciated how big it is, and that's why we were laughing that nobody seemed to be giving credit to the Ant blog community.
Well, the Ant blog community, I think you're looking at it right here. That's not true. There probably are some other ants, but yes, mommy blogging, which I hate the term. I use it too, and a lot of people use it as shorthand for. It's really parenting blogs. There are a lot of dads who blog about being dads in the same way moms blog about being moms. So I think that's an unfortunate name that has stuck. But the mom bloggers are definitely among the original bloggers, I would say. When blogging got going, it was an obvious category that there were all the ingredients for what makes blogs, successful. It's a subject that you're passionate about. Well, moms are passionate about their kids. There's information to be shared. There's community to be built, and there's products to review. So, put it all together, and you have a successful blog. And I've been listening in on some of the mom blog sessions because. I just as an aunt, I'm interested, as I said, in the fun aspects of stuff they're doing, and that's been interesting for me. And also pretty much what they're talking about in terms of, say, I went to a panel on the ethics of blogging, mommy blogging, or all the issues that are now swirling around about disclosing when you get free products, when you review them, and what all the details of that are. The mommy bloggers are at the forefront of that. They have to really think about that because those products that they review are completely, they become part of their lives. So does that mean, like, if you review a product and then like a year later mention, oh, my kids are still playing with that game, is that a sponsored post? So it's very complicated for bloggers in general and mommy bloggers in particular.
And again, this is not a space I've paid much attention to because of my personal demographics. Yeah. Sorry, guys. But, you can't pay attention to everything. But you're right. We tend to think of it from a tech standpoint. It's pretty easy. If you hand me software to review, you give it to me gratis, you give it to me discount, or I bought it. Pretty solid things, but you bring up a great point. If we end up mentioning something in subsequent shows or maybe cross-promoting just by way of conversation, what kind of disclosure requirements are we going to have? And it's getting more complex out there. Yeah,
that latest FTC ruling has definitely got people rethinking how they approach the disclosure question, and it's not going to be solved by anything obvious or simple. It's just going to have to evolve. And hopefully nobody gets sued in the process.
Yeah, well, there'll be some test cases. We both know it. It's just we probably won't be those test cases if we have anything to say about it.
Well, nobody gives me anything for free, so I have no problem.
You can reach her at Jean at Jean. Yeah, Jean, tell us what's going on at SmileOnMyMac. I keep seeing these press releases come out about what I will call tweaks and enhancements that aren't necessarily worthy of major upgrade discussions, but are valuable nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, you have two different categories, I think, within that tweaks and enhancements, because you do get new features that are important. We just released PDFPen 4.5, and that has a whole new OCR engine in it, optical character recognition, for scan documents if you want to convert them into searchable text. We were using an open source engine before, and we've recently partnered with Nuance Communications to use their OmniPage OCR, which is probably the most accurate OCR that's out there. That's not a tweak, that's a major upgrade. Although it does take place behind the scenes. So we didn't feel it was an enhancement worthy of going to PDFPen 5.0. I mean, that's when you put in a lot of new features and you pretty much rethink the program. But 4.5, so that's a pretty major enhancement. At the same time, we had to tweak everything for Snow Leopard. That's just part of the game when the new operating system comes out. So you see from a lot of Mac developers, they're 4.1.3s and they're 4.1.4s because then people found the latest thing that doesn't work in Snow Leopard. But I think we're pretty much settled down on that front. But the biggest thing that we've been doing lately is working with other iPhone developers to integrate TextExpander into the iPhone. And that has generated a lot of press releases because pretty much when somebody adds it to their iPhone app, I get really excited about it and I say we should do a press release because people will want to know, the TextExpander users will want to know there's another app they can use TextExpander in, and the users of that app should know that there is this incredible enhancement that they can add to their iPhone just by buying TextExpander Touch for the iPhone. So,
is it me? And I'm sure the viewers and the listeners will email me with some examples I'm not thinking about. But it seems like in the iPhone world, we're seeing more partnerships like that, of you partnering with some people to integrate some of your technology with theirs for the benefit of both. I'm not sure we've seen that much in the desktop world. Some, but not a lot.
That's an interesting question. I'd be interested to hear from people on that because we have partnerships, marketing partnerships with companies that have products that are similar to ours, not similar to ours, but they meet a need that our product also speaks to. The best example being TextExpander and 1Password. If you use one, you'll really want to have the other. They get to that business of repetitive tasks, things that you have to type all the time. So we have a lot of partnerships that way, but actually having some kind of functionality that works with somebody else's app, we don't have. I don't think we have anything like that. And but on the iPhone, it's a little different. I mean, we created an SDK, software development kit, so that iPhone app developers could integrate TextExpander into their apps. It's not really a partnership. They can download the kit, it's free, and they can add the functionality And if they let us know about it, we send out a press release and maybe we make a little sale on. I think you'll see more of that, depending on, what the functionality is. I think that's more of a question for the developers than for me.
I think of Text Expander as one of the best in class for what it does. So it would make sense for people to come to you and integrate that technology instead of trying to reinvent it themselves. The only place I can think of it on the Mac desktop would be SpamSieve, integrating into Mail and Power Mail and Entourage and all of those. It adds to it. In fact, it's not even really a standalone product that'll function without a mail program, but it does so much better.
That's true. That's a very good point, because it works. Also, Mail Tags and Mail Acton, that's another good example. Now that you bring up with Mail, like things that are sort of like plugins. I mean, they're programs, but they plug into the other program. Yeah, I think it just depends on when there's a need, especially in a program like a mail program. Everybody has one, but everybody has a different need for something to happen in it. So, except for spam filtering, I'm pretty sure everybody wants spam filtering.
Please, more spam filtering. Okay, so when are we going to see the first anti-podcast?
The anti-podcast. Oh, anti-podcast. Yeah. Oh, I was like, what's the anti-podcast? What would that be? A book? No. That's a really good question, because I went to the audio podcasting seminar today. I went to 2 audio podcasting seminars, ostensibly just to be well informed, to work with the podcasters that I work with. But I think it would be really great. When I have time to do it, which will be never. So I guess never is the answer.
Watch this space, folks. I bet you in 6 months you'll have an anti-podcast. Gene, thanks so much for talking to us. I know you have more sessions to go to, and I think we have dinner tonight with the group.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. And it's really fun to run into my Mac buddies here, and also to meet new people from totally different spheres of activity. So it's not like Macworld at all, and it's a good change-up.
It is, but there's still that thing that you sit down with someone for lunch, you meet them in the hall and strike up a conversation, and you learn something that you really didn't expect to, and take it back and get a broader worldview.
It's true. It's true. So good to be here.
Guys, Gene MacDonald is here at BlogWorld. You should be too. I'm Chuck Joyner, and this is MacVoicesTV in Las Vegas. Thanks for watching. MacVoicesTV is part of the MacVoices group and a member of Mac Level 10.